Well, the Nifty is holding up with some gains. The pharmaceutical stocks are doing well. Sun Pharma is at the top of the table right now with Divi's Lab at the high point as well. It's interesting. If you just pull up the pharmaceutical index, that's at the high point of trade. As we speak, it's, sitting with a gain of almost, 1.5%. And in that, the underperformer is Lupin, and that's primarily on account of the warning letter that came in for their Tarapur unit. So Lupin is an underperformer in an otherwise good-looking screen, especially for the pharmaceutical sector. But moving away into the FMCG space, Godrej Consumer is the stock in focus, and it's doing well. And the reason why it's doing well, Nigel, is because yesterday it held a conference call specifically for its Africa business, and it spoke about how the Africa business, which has grown in double digits for the last 8 quarters, will continue to grow, and that's primarily because they will now broaden the portfolio of products that they have, and that will bring the next leg of growth for Africa. They were targeting margins earlier in high teens, but now their aspiration is 15 to 17%, primarily because raw material prices are cooling down as well. But if you adjust for the currency, the margins are actually higher by almost 600 to 700 basis points. Importantly, the brokerages like what the management has said. So the Jefferies analyst has a buy rating with a target price of 1,040. We have Credit Suisse as well as Morgan Stanley, all of them having positive stances on the stock with a price target anywhere between 975 to 1100 odd rupees. But importantly, for the overall consolidated business, the India business in particular, the second half of this year will be extremely important because one, we have palm oil prices which are at a near 52-week low, so that's good for them. And secondly, we have festive demand, and 60% of India's consumption happens in the second half of this year. And that's why towards the end of the first half, you see all these FMCG stocks rally because you have a sense of how the monsoon has behaved, etc. as well. What are the key 2 things to watch out for? How they improve in Indonesia from here on, and the household insecticides portfolio, which has been rather volatile and weak over the last few quarters, and which is why perhaps the stock also trades at a discount to the sector at 37 times. But if it does well, it has valuation support, perhaps will do even better. That's why the stock is up almost 2.7%.
All right, let's stick to the Godrej Group. Then Godrej Properties, they acquired a 7-acre land parcel in Bengaluru. That has a potential of around 0.6 million square feet. To understand more about the project, well, we're joined by Mohit Malhotra, the MD and CEO of the company. Hi, Mohit. Thanks so much for joining in. Could you give us a couple of details? What's the total investment you're going to be making for this? Point number 1. When do you start construction of this? And back of an envelope calculation suggests that maybe, this project will be in the vicinity of around 12,500 rupees per square foot. If you could fill us in with those details.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's an exciting project in the heart of the city, so very excited about it. It's a low-rise development. It's going to be a ground plus 4 structure, so would be a very fast turnaround of the project. Typically, these kind of projects one finishes within 2 years of starting construction. So that's the horizon for the project. In terms of investment, the total investment in this project, the project cost is around 400 crores. And in terms of sales price, I think, anything around 11,000-12,000 is where we should be launching this.
All right.
We'll decide to the launch date.
11 to 12,000 per square feet is the back of the envelope calculation. You're saying that you will be investing 400 crores in this. How long will the project take to be ready? When will the construction start?
See, the construction would start, typically it takes a year to get approval. So, within a year we should launch and start construction. And as I said, it will be a fast turnaround given it's a low-rise development. So within 2 years post that, we should be completing the project.
So 3 years from now, you will have the project ready.
Absolutely.
And what about this year itself? You had, given us a guidance of 10,000 crores in terms of revenues. And if you could give us a geographic breakup of where these 10,000 crores will come from, because Bangalore is the smallest geography that you have right now. Are you looking to, get more out of them, that place?
Yeah, we are on track to, achieve our guidance on 10,000 crores. We had phenomenal Q2. And we had some very, very strong launches across cities. We had a very, very strong launch in Bangalore itself, in the Whitefield area. And that's, giving us confidence to add more projects across cities, including Bangalore, where we feel our presence should be amplified a lot more. So overall, 10,000 crore is, something we are very, very positively targeting.
Okay. All right. Mohit, just to move a little bit away from this Bengaluru project, I want to talk about Vikhroli. Every time I pass by, there's a beautiful construction out there. Visited a few friends as well. So good on you. But I wanted to understand a few details out there. Since you're going to Bengaluru and other parts, what is the total Vikhroli land that you have? If you could give us a rough number out there. And how much of that is unutilized as of now?
Yeah, it's a very large, land parcel, and we have a agreement with Godrej and Boys to develop the whole parcel. Now, of course, in terms of how much land can get developed, the moment we get approvals for the land, it comes for development for us. So we are also eagerly awaiting.
So what is it, Mohit? It's around 3,000 acres.
Yeah, it's a pretty large number, in that range.
And in percentage terms, how much of it has already been developed? How much is, not yet?
See, our first development, which is called the Trees in Vikhroli, that's a 35-acre development, which is now fully getting developed. The last phase of Taj is now coming up there. So that phase is now fully developed, but of course, it's not even a fraction of the total potential.
What we wanted to understand is that the land belongs to Godrej and Boys, and you are entrusted to develop it, right?
Yes.
And has there any approval or any word come in from the group to ask for developing that land? Any sort of plans out there?
See, we already have an agreement in place between the two companies to develop the land. Of course, once the land gets developable, once we have, the land approvals in place, after which we come in and start development, I think that is something we are awaiting.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get it, then we are pretty excited.
How long do you think it will take?
Very difficult to, make an assessment on these things. But we are quite hopeful that it should come quickly.
Mohit, the reason that Mangalam and me are probing you on this is, yes, we appreciate the good project that you have put up and good facilities, etc. But the stock market must be wondering, because at one point of time there were reports that indicated that maybe the Godrej group on the whole is looking at clearing out things, maybe some bit of a split within the group. So if that happens, then how much of it would be could this agreement that you have get altered, or we just wanted your comment, or have you heard about this split in the first place?
No, there is we have a binding agreement between the two groups.
Okay.
And as a company, we remain very confident on this development, and whatever is happening at the group level definitely is not something which impacts Godrej Properties as a company. So we have a binding agreement, and we look forward to developing this land. Unfortunately, the land approvals take time, and we're just patiently waiting for it.
All right, take that point, Mohit. A couple of months before you move on to move on from the company, and there will be new leadership, etc. But do you have any unfinished goals here before you move on in December? Any one last big bang announcement that you have in terms of projects or sales, etc.?
No, I think the goal is to have make sure that the transition is extensively done, and the company is on track to achieve greatness, and I'm extremely happy with the way the company leadership is now placed to take it to the next journey. So my goal is now to make sure that this transition is as smooth as possible, and company continues to grow and grow more and more bigger in the coming future.
Can we hear of any sort of festive discounts or offers, etc., before you leave?
Yeah, see, the demand is very strong. We're seeing extremely strong traction. So tactically, the sales team might do something here and there, but overall, there is no need for any kind of such kind of things to be done. If there's a good product, consumers are extremely happy to take it up.
It appears Mangalam is on the buy list. He's probing about your projects. But post-Shraddh, how has demand been? Normally you see a bit of a lull and then it comes back strongly. So last few days, you're seeing a bit of a bounce back?
Yes. The demand is, as I said, demand is very, very strong. We're seeing very strong traction across launches, across cities.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Mohit. Thank you for joining in, giving us your views not only on the Bengaluru project, but how demand has been in the recent past as well. Wish you good luck. And that is the management of Godrej Properties. With that, we take a short break, come back on the other side, we get you more on the markets as well as individual stocks.